The whole, you're creating the whole year, the whole landscape of Copenhagen in Rome. And so we had an extraordinary casting process of seeing wonderful English, American and Italian actors, and it's the best thing I've ever.
And inspired me to do the same. The relationship of reuniting fathers and sons and what pulls them apart brings them back together. Well, I can tell you I have nothing to elaborate beyond what Zach Baron had written in GQ magazine, and I think he was faithful to what I had to summon the courage by seeing those who come forward to participate in a way that I'm hopeful is meaningful towards affecting good change. It won't always buy you happiness, that's for sure. You can put a smile on your face in moments, but I don't know anything about that, but I do know that we all certainly have stories, no matter what walk of life we find ourselves in, and these are interesting days for the change of an era.
Do you feel getting that off your chest was important in feeling better?
I feel good. It's a relief to unburden yourself. I'll tell you that.
Thank you so much.
That's okay.
Deanna, can I get this lady right here, please?
No, Brendan's not here yet. Okay.
Middle of it. Well, I don't think he's paralyzed by his own wealth at all. He's paralyzed, maybe, I mean, he's closeted as opposed to paralyzed by other people knowing about his wealth. But he accumulated it and used it, but it wasn't, it was just when people tried to take advantage of it, and he was reluctant to participate in that.
Was he misunderstood by taking the hard line of not giving in to the kidnappers' demands?
Was the United States misunderstood by not paying ransom money for hostages? You know, he has 14 grandchildren. If he pays that ransom, and one to begin with, it was something that was set up by his grandson to fake a kidnapping and get money. And when that was discovered, the mafia took over and actually kidnapped him. But I mean, his argument was that if I pay him ransom money publicly, then I put 13 grandkids in jeopardy. But as it turned out, he tried through back channels to negotiate with the criminals who had kidnapped his boy. He loved him, but he took drugs, and the boy took drugs. And John Paul Getty, that was anathema to him. He could not tolerate that.
It's an extraordinary thing, isn't it? Because
And one more to the left, all the way left.
this explosion of television, it's really obsession with the family.
As a father and a grandfather, do you understand his position? Is this something that you could have done?
Me personally? Probably not. No. It would be probably the only time in my life I'd buy an AR-15 or an AK-47 or whatever it is. No, that's not me. But he was a very methodical, principled, pragmatic man.
Thank you. Made in Italy.
And right at the end here? All right. And one last one right here. Thank you.
How did King Midas die? Starvation. Everything he touched turned to gold. So yeah, that was his hubris. Too much money. No friends, no family. He painted himself into a golden corner.
We have this saying in London that you wait for a bus for like half an hour and then 4 come along at the same time. And you wait for a story about the Getty family and then 2 come along at the same time, Ridley's film and this one, yes. They're very, obviously the kernel is the same because it's based around the events of this 10-part episode are based around the kidnapping in Rome in 1973 of his grandson, and obviously Ridley's film was as well. They're very different, really, in a way. Not least because of the casting. You know, there's such a different flavour, and it being a 10-part series for television, you investigate everything through the characters. You know, so it goes into great depth with the characters, and the event turns out to be to deserve that amount of time. You know, to be a very complex piece of storytelling.